I'm Mark Ramsey. I'm with BJ Cook. BJ is the CEO and co-founder of a digital agency called Digital Operative, one of the leading digital agencies here in San Diego. If you hear noise in the background, it's because we're right by the airport, so it's not, BJ doesn't have a plane parked nearby. BJ, I wanted to talk to, first of all, thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you about what a station, what a broadcast group needs to know in order to kind of get to the next level in terms of their digital strategy. And you were talking to me about the process that you guys use. Can we talk about that? If out of the blue you get a call from a broadcaster,
Sure.
Take me through the process.
So we've developed basically this 4-step process, and we've coined it listen, define, do, and enhance. And so what it really comes down to is the sort of listening phase is about looking at what customers really want from you. What are they saying about you online, and kind of scraping all that data and analyzing it and basically providing a report on it. Looking at what's the competition doing in the space, where are the gaps in their strategies, how can we differentiate from what they're doing, and how is the market progressing overall when it comes to digital. I think a lot of different industries are moving at different paces and different speeds right now when it comes to digital marketing, and I think one of the things that the listen phase of the process provides is a way to really clarify, well, here's where you are, here's where we need to be. Define is really building a plan, building a strategy, tying tactics to strategies. How do we measure tactics? How do we measure our goals? Michael Myers is now here. Do is about doing the work. So if it's a social media campaign, if it's building an application or something, it's doing the actual work. And enhancing is kind of that continual analysis of, here's where we were, here's how we're doing, what else should we be doing, what else do you recommend, how do we optimize, some of the marketing pieces that we're doing, getting feedback continually from customers, are we providing content as broadcasters that's interesting to them, from our advertisers, how are your campaigns doing and the programs that we're developing for you guys.
So what strikes me as interesting about all that is it's so incredibly strategic. And usually we look at these problems in the broadcast world of, well, I need a website, I need to stream, I need text messaging. It's looked at as kind of a bundle of tactics. And what you're saying is it's smarter to pull back and to start with the strategy, right?
Right.
Part of the issue for broadcasters is that, when we take this thing that's this radio station, this analog radio station, and put it in the form of a digital space, all of a sudden what it is changes. Radio over the air is advertising medium, obviously, primarily linking at consumers and advertisers. But in a digital space, it can be different things. How do you cope with the fact that, what a business is changes when you contemplate it strictly from the digital standpoint?
I think one of the things, and I can speak more for Digital Operative as a company, is that we want to focus on what are the business goals and objectives first, and then digital is kind of this. It's kind of this new landscape, this new channel of how does your business play in. Can it play in that space, and can it play in that space effectively? We're not going to, it's not about forcing all these things down your throat, the social media, the mobile applications. It's more about what does the business want to achieve, and what can digital offer it? Because digital can also integrate with what you're doing offline as well, and really support and complement those things. So
from the standpoint of a business that's there to be a conduit between consumers and advertisers, I mean, if my goal is to strengthen those relationships, my goal is to monetize those relationships, I mean, what are some ways that I might do that in the digital space, above and beyond banner ads and local promotions and things like that? I mean, based on your experience, you were part of the team that kind of reinvented the Hard Rock Hotel digital strategy. What are some ways that broadcasters could kind of, hike up the engagement, hike up the revenue?
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about engagement, you're talking about, connecting with advertisers and connecting them with sort of a consumer.
Right.
And outside of, the traditional means is there's sort of the digital channels. Like you talk about social media, you're talking about people connecting and having real conversations and building relationships.
Mhm.
And so I think if a broadcaster can offer one of their customers, a better way to engage a consumer, and offer maybe social strategy as a part of a program, or offer sort of a different distribution channel through maybe even a mobile application, then they're providing more value. It's kind of giving that advertiser's money some more legs, and making sure that where they're reaching the consumer is sort of across multiple touch points, and not just a banner ad here or a little SMS message here.
And we're talking about the advertisers too, and not
the
just
advertisers, right.
that. I mean, because it's my observation that radio doesn't spend nearly enough attention on using its. I mean, the main advantage radio has vis-a-vis all these other alternatives is the tower. Is
Right.
the fact that right now in this town, hundreds of thousands of people can listen to one thing and get one message, which can send them into a digital network where all kinds of things can be accomplished. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a unique advantage that radio has.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunity to offer more of a truly, call it cross-platform sort of program that broadcasters can offer to their advertisers and say, hey, not only can we do these traditional things, but look at what we can offer you now. We can bring people from that offline sort of experience to the online experience and really create kind of this feedback loop for you. And that's what it is. It's about not just engaging and pushing to people. It's about pulling them back in, but creating the right strategies to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. BJ Cook, CEO, co-founder, Digital Operative. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.